Good evening and welcome to Lewis University Television Network's coverage of MIVA men's volleyball action. I'm Patrick Hennessy alongside Cody Lindemann. Cody, we should be in for a thriller tonight. It is the MIVA Championship. We're here at Neil Carey Arena on the beautiful Lewis University campus here in Romeoville, Illinois. Cody, what are some things they're going to be looking for from both teams tonight?
Yeah, for Lewis, I think they really need to win at the net. They were great in their earlier matchups in Loyola. In their second match at Loyola, they outblocked Loyola 13-4. Lewis also needs to ride their momentum. They've been a great team all year. They're on an 11-game win streak right now, and they've only lost one game at home all season. For the Ramblers, need to avoid hitting and service errors that really plague them.
Yeah, absolutely, against McKendree. They played a sloppy couple sets, and it kind of put them in a hole early.
Exactly. But they came back, and they need to build off of that tonight. And also in the last game of the regular season, they won 2 sets against the Flyers. So look for them to build off of that. And finally, the Ramblers need to feed off the fans. It's something they didn't have in the semifinal game, but they have it here tonight, and they need to not let it distract them. They need to feed off that energy, and we should be in for a great matchup.
Yeah, Cody, just to build on some of your points, if I'm Lewis right now, I'm going to want to focus on blocking. They outblocked Loyola 11-6 and then 13-4 in those last 2 regular season matchups that they played against each other as Tyler Mitchum strikes first blood for the Flyers. And if you're Loyola, you cannot start sloppy like you talked about. Back row hitting is going to be huge against this Flyers net presence, and then you're going to have to get the tandem of Denton and Schlottenhauer to get going, because they led them in the last time they matched up against the Flyers. This is a young Loyola team facing an extremely experienced and older Lewis team. So it's going to be really exciting to see what we have tonight. The starters, first for the Flyers, we kind of have the usual suspects. Cole Brilhart, outside hitter, setter Kevin Calling, middle blocker Tyler Mitchum, outside hitter Ryan Coonan, middle blocker TJ Murray, outside hitter Kyle Boucher, and then libero Carlos Jimenez. For the Loyola Ramblers, number 1 Cole Schlottenhauer is the outside hitter. Ben Montplaisir is the middle blocker. Luke Denton is out there, number 9 for the Ramblers. Number 13, Garrett Zoll is the setter. Number 18, Jimmy Meinhardt is the middle blocker. And number 28, Colton Brooks, along with libero, number 8, Jack Yentz.
Yeah, while you've been going through those lineups, Lewis is off to a hot 3-0 start.
All right, the Ramblers get on the board. This serving is Cole Schlottenhauer. If you don't know that name, you are going to want to get to know it. He is a redshirt sophomore. He was the MIVA Newcomer of the Year last year. He is 3rd in the conference in kills per set at 3.85 and 5th in hitting percentage at 300. He is a first-team all-conference selection, 1 of 3 that Loyola features. That serve, as we saw, though, however, is into the net. So now it will be number 21, Kyle Boucher. You're going to want to watch this, Cody, and fans at home. Kyle Boucher has an absolute cannon for an arm as he sends this one over and gets an ace! Right on cue, Kyle Boucher. He is 4th in the conference in hitting percentage at 311, and he is 3rd in the conference in aces per set at .44.
Bourget also leads the Flyers with 24 aces on the season. And that is good for number 25.
Oh, friendly roll! 2 aces in a row, Kyle Boucher. Loyola has an early deficit. They're going to have to figure something out, Cody, because right now this is looking eerily similar to their match against McKendree. They went down big early, and unfortunately right now it's looking like more of the same. This is a Flyers team that you cannot mess around with. I mean, we could go on and on about the pedigree for Loyola this year. They come into it as the #1 seed. They're 19-2. They are 11-1 at home. The only team that defeated them this year at home was McKendree. They've won 11 games in a row, Cody, and they came in as the #1 ranked team in the nation. Loyola comes in as the 2 seed in this conference, but Loyola has been having quite the season themselves, 15-5. They are on a 2-game win streak. That would be the 2 tournament games that they've won. They are 6-2 on the road. So, you know, this is not a Ramblers team that tends to struggle on the road. And it's really exciting to be here at Neil Kerr Arena. I mean, look at all these fans, Cody. I mean, I think you could say there's probably a little more Flyers fans, but there are some Loyola fans that have made the trip down to Romeoville. Yeah,
the energy was great even before the game started. And you could hear just those first couple points. It's going to be a really lively night. We're looking forward to it. And as you said, falling down early really played Loyola in the 2 sets that they lost to McHenry last weekend. They fell down early and they just stayed at that same, you know, deficit that they kind of started the game at, and they weren't able to ever fully recover in those first 2 sets before mounting that epic comeback.
Nice dig by Schlottenhauer as number 28, Colton Brooks, picks up the kill. Schlottenhauer finally able to field one of those Kyle Boucher bullet serves, as now it will be Ben Montplaisir back to serve for the Ramblers. That's played by Brillhart. Overpass. Loyola will have it now. Schlottenhauer serve. That's Mitchum. Diving save by Zold. Blocked by Tyler Mitchum at the net. Luke Denton tried to get that one through that trio of Flyers blockers, but Mitchum, who is second in the MIVA conference in blocks per set at 1.29, picks that one up as Mitchum now sets to the service line. Tyler Mitchum, 2020 All-American. He is a member of the 2021 MIVA All-Conference first team. As that one's out. Looked for a second, Cody, like that one might have been in, but that is going to be service error. So Loyola now with a chance. They trail 7-3 here in set 1.
Yeah, that's an area where Mitchum really struggled early in the year, but on the second half of the year, he's been really good from the service line, limiting his service errors, but see one right there.
That one's dug by Mitchum as calling sets Coonan. Ramblers have a clean play on it, but they're gonna have to free ball it. Looks like a little miss hit on the set as Coonan picks up the kill. Cody, there's not a lot you can say that already hasn't been said about Ryan Coonan. He is the back-to-back MIVA Player of the Year. He was a 2020 All-American and clearly on pace to be a 2021 All-American. He leads the conference in kills per set at 4.48, and he is third in hitting percentage at 344. So he gets a lot of kills, and he does so at an efficient rate.
Yeah, when Coonan's going, the Flyers are going. Like you said, there's just not much you can say about him that hasn't been said already. He does everything.
Now it is Colton Brooks. He has 160 kills on the season for the Ramblers. He back to serve. Brillhart! Kill for the Flyers. Something interesting, Cody, these teams we were kind of discussing prior to this match, they have a lot of MIVA tournament history. This is the 5th time since 2013 that they've played each other in the MIVA championship. In 2019, which was the last time we had a MIVA championship game, the Flyers came out on top. In 2015, Loyola actually won, and they went on to win the whole thing, the NCAA national tournament.
Yeah, in the 6 total MIVA championships, teams are 3-3.
Yeah, so these are pretty evenly matched teams with a lot of history, but they seem to go on these little runs. For example, in recent history, Lewis has kind of dominated the matchup between the two teams. But prior to maybe that 2015 season, Loyola has dominated the matchups.
Yeah, they're very streaky teams in the way they have history here. Lewis is in control right now of the series, winning the last 6 sets that these two teams have played. Loyola doesn't have a set win until dating back to March of 2018.
That one's wide. Ramblers pick up a point. Still a 4-point set. Lewis leads 10-6. This is Jimmy Meinhardt, middle blocker from Glen Ellen, Illinois. A little more about Meinhardt. He is actually 3rd in the MIVA conference in blocks per set, as the Ramblers pick up a point. So they were down early, but they are not out.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a better job at coming back earlier in the set, which is something they failed to do against McHenry. We'll see if that trend continues here throughout the set or if the Flyers pull away again.
That's TJ Murray picking up the kill for the Flyers. TJ Murray, 2nd team all-conference. He was the MIVA Defensive Player of the Week back in February. He is 4th in the conference in blocks per set at 1.12. He now steps to the service line. That was Schlotthauer who picks up the kill. Schlotthauer is someone we're going to watch for in this one. Cody, the last time these two teams matched up, which was earlier this April, Schlotthauer averaged 4.25 kills per set, hitting at about 29%.
Yeah, Schlotthauer is really a force to be reckoned with on the court. He is much like Ryan Coonan for the Flyers. When he goes, the Ramblers go.
Yes, right you are, Cody. Schlotthauer was actually the National Player of the Week back in February. The only other player in this match who has had that honor is Tyler Mitchum, who was the National Player of the Week back in January. That's Schlotthauer. Jimenez is able to dig it. Boucher, not to be denied.
You just simply cannot give Bourget that much time and space. He's going to make you pay for it every time when he has that much room to work with. And the power that he puts into every hit, just no chance for the Rambos there.
Burhart serve is up. Dug by Brooks. And Denton picks up the kill. Luke Denton. He was one of the trio of Ramblers who was selected to the MIVA first team. He was the Defensive Player of the Week back in March as well. As Mitchum sits it right into the lap of Schlotthauer, and he could not do anything with it. Mitchum, very accurate at that middle blocker position. They like to spread out the defensive by feeding Coonan on the outside, kind of from the back row, and then every now and then they'll feed Mitchum for one of those almost, I would call it a gimme point. If the serve is there, Mitchum's almost always going to convert. As Kyle Boucher picks up his 3rd ace of the match.
Yeah, Boucher's really producing from the service line here early. It's going to be an issue for the Ramblers if they can't figure him out here.
Loyola comes in prior to this tournament. They're ranked 7th in the nation. As Calling sends the overpass back over for a Flyers point. To continue on what I was saying, Cody, Loyola comes in ranked 7 in the nation before the tournament. They haven't made the NCAA tournament since that 2015 season when they won, so they've kind of been rebuilding back since then. The Flyers came into this tournament as the #1 ranked team in the nation. So far, we haven't had all of the conference's tournament matchups play out yet, most of them playing out tonight. Something Loyola might want to watch out for, the #4 ranked team, Hawaii, was actually upset in their tournament. So maybe the loser of this matchup could be looking to possibly pick up one of those 2 bids. Because 5 teams get that automatic bid with the conference championship, but then there are 2 more bids that go along with it. So both these teams really just on the cusp of that. Should they lose, obviously the winner gets an automatic bid. Yeah, that was the Big West Conference. UC San Diego stunned Hawaii, and they are now playing UC Santa Barbara in the Big West semifinals, or excuse me, in the finals of the Big West.
Yeah, that could really be a gift or hurt either team. Hawaii now, obviously a team on the cusp of getting one of those wild card bids, and Loyola or the Flyers, whoever should lose here tonight, has to deal with them.
Yeah.
When competing for those bids.
Some more conference action for the MPSF conference. Pepperdine is playing BYU in the finals. Obviously in the MIVA, we are seeing Loyola versus Lewis. In the Conference Carolinas, it is Belmont Abbey who came out on top. They beat Mount Olive, so that was a sort of an upset from there. And then for the EIVA conference, George Mason will be playing Penn State. Ramblers have a play on it. That one hits the antenna. That was Denton, but it seemed like the set might have been a little wide for him. Flyers pick up a point. They lead by 7.
Yeah, something worth mentioning here. The Ramblers have used both of their timeouts here for this set. But unlike the semifinal, there is a replay system in this building, so you can still give your team a little bit of a break should you choose to challenge.
Yes, for those Loyola viewers, in their last matchup against McKendree, they didn't have that replay capability, but here at Neil Carey Arena, they will be having replays. So if you're a coach, perhaps that's a way you can maybe pick up an extra timeout if you really, really want it. You can just try to replay a call. This is Mitchum. Oh, Ryan Coonan picks up a block. Cody, I'll tell you what, from when we were watching that Loyola McKendree matchup, this is looking just eerily similar to where the Ramblers just cannot figure out how to get it past those Flyers blockers. That's where McKendree really succeeded in their matchup as well.
Yeah, both teams really strong at the net. I think you'll maybe see Loyola start to try to use that back row attack. That's what worked well against McHenry.
Yeah, we saw them make an adjustment where they moved Schlotthauer to the outside. We haven't really quite seen that yet in this matchup, but I wonder if they're going to go back to it in set 2 because not to speak ahead of myself, but with a 10-point lead, you got to think Lewis is cruising away to a set 1 victory.
Yeah, that's something we see a lot. Lewis is really good in the first half of matches, and that's why they have a lot of 3-0 sweeps. And Loyola seems to be a little bit better in the second half, as you saw them come back against McHenry. So that's something to watch out as the night continues on.
Yeah, for both these teams, the paths to get here, Lewis swept Quincy, and then they swept Ball State. And that's how they ended up here in the MIVA Conference Championship for Loyola. They beat Lindenwood 3-1 in their first matchup. Nice pancake there from Brillhart, but Mitchum can't quite field it. And then they reverse swept McKendree 3-2. And now we are here. Loyola picks up 2 points there. They are going to need to go on a run pretty much right now if they want to get back in set 1.
Yeah, obviously you don't have to get it all back right now, but you do need to put a dent in the lead. Probably want at least 5 points here. You know, makes it pretty manageable. But as you see right there, the serve goes into the net, and the Flyers are back on the serve.
Yeah, and right now the Flyers, basically this is, I would say, your difference in the match. The Flyers hitting 44%, and the Ramblers hitting .059, so just 6%. And that is just huge. The Ramblers have got to figure out an offense that can work against the Flyers here.
Yeah, the Ramblers actually had a negative hitting percentage for a little bit of this game, and that's going back to those key points I talked about. You got to be more accurate with your hits, and you got to be able to get them through blockers. Lewis also once again out blocking the Ramblers, 5 blocks to 0.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that the first 2 times these teams played each other. Coonan sends that one over. That's going to be an ace for Ryan Coonan.
That was a pinpoint serve by Coonan. You can't, walk it over there and place it any better. Just a perfect serve.
Yeah, right you are, Cody. Let's see what Coonan dishes up here. Ramblers reeling on their heels in set 1. They trail by 10, 23-13. That one's played by Schlotthauer. Nice dig from Coonan. Here's Brillhart. That was blocked, but out of bounds. So Cole Brillhart with the tool block there. Flyers now have match point.
Yeah, the Flyers now have their biggest lead as they head into the set point at 11. And besides Boucher, probably the guy you want back there, Coonan, at the service line here for the Flyers.
Nearly an overpass there. Ramblers are going to be able to play it. Oh, nice kill there from Luke Denton.
Yeah, Denton did a great job there, just shooting that ball to the left of the Flyers defenders and finding a hole.
Yeah, and Cody, if you're Loyola here, I would say most hopes of winning the set are gone, but if you can pick up a couple points here, you really just want to gain some momentum heading into set 2.
Yeah, either gain some momentum for yourself or try to shut down the Flyers' momentum, if anything here.
Jimenez. Murray! That's a nice kill by Murray to close out set 1 as the Flyers take it 25-14 from Neil Cararina and Patrick Hennessy alongside Cody Lindemann. We will be right back for the start of set number 2. Welcome back to Neil Carey Arena. I'm Patrick Hennessy, joined by Cody Lindemann. We saw a little bit of domination, to put it bluntly, for the Flyers in set one. And Cody, you got to think the Flyers hitting was really what turned the tide of set one. The Ramblers hitting at just 5% to the Flyers 50%. So
yeah, it's going to be really difficult to win any sets when your opponent is hitting 500, and when you're hitting only .05. It's going to be really difficult to try to make up for that in any area. If you're hitting, kind of averagely, and your opponents are hitting well, you can kind of compensate for that in other areas and try to steal a few sets, but that margin is just, you can't overcome that.
Yeah, and Cody, I think you can credit that low Ramblers hitting percentage to the Flyers defense. They have 10 block assists, and the Ramblers have 0. So right now for the Ramblers, they got to figure out something at the net to both stop the Flyers' onslaught of attacks, and they got to figure out how to get it over the Flyers' blockers. This is going to be Brillhart to serve. Schlotthauer has a clean look, but that one's wide and long. So starting off this set with a hitting error isn't what you want if you're Loyola right now.
That's exactly what you needed to avoid if you're Loyola. And you just got to kind of keep out there, keep hitting, and hope you find your groove.
And one upside, if you're Loyola, you are containing Ryan Coonan. He did just have 2 kills in set one. Mitchum had just 2 as well. Colton Brooks leads all players in that category with 3. As this will be Zolg back to serve for the Ramblers. Zolg, a member of that all MIVA conference first team. He leads the conference in aces per set. That is another player who just has an absolute cannon for an arm at the service line. And he's also 3rd in the conference in assists per set. Zolg was a 2-time recipient of the Defensive Player of the Week. He won it in March 30th and then as well in March 23rd. So Zolg has been really putting his name out there as a defensive-minded player. This is going to be Boucher to serve. Can he pick up ace number 4?
Yeah, if you're Loyola right here, this is an important couple of next points. You really want to not let the Flyers get that big lead that they had last time. And there you see a good eye from the Ramblers. They keep it 2-2.
Yeah, and we saw the Ramblers there. They did not want another ace. They had 5 in the back row on that one. Really trying to contain Boucher's serve. This is Schlotthauer. Now to the service line for the Ramblers. This is Coonan, taps it over, diving save by Brooks. And Tyler Mitchum picks up a pair of blocks. It looked like he blocked that initial attack by Brooks, and then Loyola got it back, and Mitchum just sent it back once again.
Yeah, that was a great rally there by the Flyers at the line, sending back 2 balls and getting the points.
Mitchum sends that one into the net. So we had talked about how Mitchum's serve has been looking a lot better recently. I think he has a lot more confidence. He's clearly been in the gym working on it. Tonight, he struggled a bit from that department. As the Flyers have subbed in Jimenez for the Ramblers. This is Montplaisir. Tapped over by Boucher. Coonan. And Coonan picks up a kill for the Flyers. For the Ramblers, Jack Yentz will check in. He is the Ramblers' libero. Yentz won Defensive Player of the Week back in March. Calling serve goes into the net, so here in set 2, we're tied at 4. Much better start for the Ramblers.
This is exactly where you want to be if you're the Ramblers. You just want to keep it close at the start, play your game, limit the Flyers, and then just kind of let your team and experience take over and go on a run, win a few points, and then work from that little bit of separation.
That one is just outside. It's going to be service error for Denton.
Yeah, that was a great eye by the Flyers there to realize that one was outside because it was extremely close.
Lewis, if they win this, will be making their 8th NCAA tournament appearance in school history. For Loyola, they have not been to the tournament since 2015. They're trying to turn the tide and make it back. Yeah, we saw in 2019 these two teams matched up against each other. The Flyers came out victorious. In 2020, unfortunately, they did not have a conference championship, but back in 2021 now, each team with a chance. Ooh, nice dig from Calling. It is an overpass, as that one, it looks like
they're going to get the Ramblers here on a net violation or a violation of some sort, which
yeah,
is
it looks like
exactly
he
what you
might
don't
have
want.
came over the line from the back row, perhaps.
Those are the type of mental errors you're going to have to avoid here if you're the Ramblers. You're already down one set, and the Flyers are such a good all-around team. You really have to limit those mental errors.
Blocked! That's TJ Murray.
And all of a sudden, the Flyers have doubled
Yeah.
the Ramblers with 8 points to the Ramblers 4, and the Ramblers are forced to take a timeout here.
Yeah, Flyers with a 4-point run right there. Right now, for the Ramblers, they really need to try to see if they can get Schlotthauer going. You know, he came in leading the Ramblers in kills per set. He only has 2 so far in this match. He also has 4 errors. And then additionally, Denton has 3 kills, but he has 6 errors. So the Flyers' defense is just proving to be a really, really tough task to figure out.
Yeah, the Flyers, as we said in the open, have been winning at the net. That was one of the keys for them. And they've been just dominating in that area, making it hard for the Ramblers to find any openings and get the ball down on the Lewis side.
Yeah, so head coach Mark Hulse decided to call timeout, talk to his troops a little bit. The Ramblers' associate head coach is Matt McCarthy, and their volunteer assistant coach, Galen Dodd. For the Flyers, they are coached by Dan Friend, who is in his 17th season. He was the coach of the year back in 2019. Or excuse me, back in 2020, Dan Friend was the coach of the year. Assistant coaches Brian Johnwick, Jacob Kirschner, and Keith Iverson, as Ryan Coonan will step to the service line for the Flyers. That one's a little far. Ramblers pick up a point to stem that Flyers run. Just what the doctor ordered right there for the Ramblers. What do you say, Cody?
Yeah, the Ramblers really needed that point out of the timeout. And it's really something we've seen from the Flyers all year long. Out of timeouts, they really have trouble serving. But we've also seen the opponents having trouble turning those first points out of timeouts into longer runs.
That's TJ Murray picking up another kill. TJ Murray, he is the 4th leading scorer here for the Flyers this year, as he picks up what looks like is going to go down as kill number 111 on the season. Schlotthauer, that one they're going to call in, so Schlotthauer picks up a kill.
So the Ramblers here keeping it close, exactly what they need to do. You can't let the game get away from you this early. And the Ramblers called that timeout, and they've been closing the deficit here.
Ooh, Mitchum got blocked. Really nice job there. It looked like Montplaisir was in the area. Tyler Mitchum got denied at the net right there.
Yeah, there's some good net presence there from the Ramblers, something they'll need to keep up with throughout the rest of the night.
They're going to give Mitchum another chance, and he is not to be denied that time. Tyler Mitchum so far with 4 kills, hitting at 40%. Or excuse me, that's just going to be kill number 3. Brillhardt's serve is long. So Zolg, you're gonna wanna watch this, Cody. Zolg, another one of those players with a very, very nice serve. Oh, nice hit there from Schlotthauer. Ramblers pick up a kill to bring it to with 1.
Yeah, so the Ramblers coming out of that timeout doing exactly what they needed. They gave up 1 point to the Flyers, but they picked up the rest of them here.
Yeah, and something we've seen so far against McKendree last week, Loyola got beat in that set 25-12. So at 10-9, you would have to say it's safe to assume they're off to a much better start tonight, as Boucher is denied. Yeah, the Ramblers off to a much better start to set 2. Against McKendree, they were just having trouble getting it past the blockers. So far, it looks like they've done a better job against Lewis here than they did in that first set. Schlotthauer had moved to the outside in set 2 against McKendree, and it looks like he's kind of done the same tonight. That's played onto the ceiling by the Ramblers. Dumped over by Calling, and Mitchum finishes the job. Some clarification on that ceiling hit. The ball can hit the ceiling as long as it's on your side. If you hit the ball and then it hits the ceiling on your opponent's side, it's a dead ball and a point for the other team.
Yeah, always a tricky situation when the ball hits the ceiling with all the rafters and lights. You'll never know which way it's going to bounce, so it can cause real issues, but they have a pretty high ceiling here in Neil Carey Arena.
Free balled over. Flyers are going to have a clean look at it. It's going to be Boucher. It's blocked out of bounds.
Boucher was barely able to sneak that one over the net there with his power. But you've seen the Ramblers look like they're playing a lot better at the net defensively. Exactly what you want to see if you're.
And again, with this Boucher serve, we got 5 Ramblers in the back row. That's an overpass. Coonan, tool block, point Flyers.
Yeah, initially we've seen with Bourget, he has great power, but it can cause him to be inaccurate at times. But tonight he has been spectacular from the line, really forcing the Ramblers to make a number of plays on his serves. And you see they made an adjustment to moving 5 in the back, which allows him to return the serve a little bit better, but it's still a difficult challenge.
Devin Joslin has checked in for the Ramblers as he picks up the kill right there. Joslin for the Ramblers actually has a double-digit kill game. He got it against Purdue Fort Wayne back in March. Or excuse me, he has 3 double kill games against Purdue Fort Wayne versus Lewis and against Lindenwood.
Just a misfire there from the Flyers. They had a good look at it, but couldn't put it down on the line, just a little bit too far outside. And it's back to 1-point game here.
Yeah, much more exciting, closely contested match here in set 2 as Schlotthauer sends it over. Coonan to Calling. Kevin Calling. He is typically the setup man for the Flyers, but we've seen him. It's one thing I've noticed, he didn't used to dump like that in the past, Cody. He had mainly just only focused on setting up Coonan, Boucher, Mitchum. However, recently he's kind of taken to, every now and then he tries to catch the defense off guard with that dump. And I think it's a really good part of his game, as that was just a mistake by the Ramblers. The set was a little high there for Brooks, and he just kind of swung and missed.
Yeah, back to that point about calling. That's a really difficult read, to be in the front and to figure out where that ball's going to land, if I need to set it or if I could just punch it over. Is it going to be on their side? So really impressive play there.
Oh, that was blocked by TJ Murray, so that was Montplaisir who went for the hit. He has had a good game at the net so far in set 2, but kind of got a taste of his own medicine right there.
Yeah, that was all TJ Murray, one-on-one, and he made no mistake, got all of the ball and sent it right back.
Yeah, TJ Murray wins that battle. Mitchum's serve is up. Set up Joslin. They award this point to the Flyers. And head coach Mark Holst of the Ramblers is going to call timeout as the Flyers lead 17-12 here in set number 2. So far, Ryan Coonan leads the way with 5 kills for all players, and Cody, that's not really a surprise. Coonan, back-to-back MIVA Player of the Year. He's only the 2nd player in Lewis University history to repeat with that honor.
Yeah, everyone just seems to be playing really well for the Flyers tonight. Exactly what you want. And once again, they forced the Ramblers to use both their timeouts pretty early in the set. So that could be an issue here moving forward if the Flyers go on any more of these runs. But if you're the Ramblers, you got to shut this down at 5 points. That's still easy to come back from, relatively speaking. The Flyers not making anything easy for the Ramblers here, but 5 points is definitely doable.
Yeah, 100%. So far in the set, the Ramblers have 5 service errors and 7 attack errors. So do the math, Cody. That is 12 of the Flyers' 17 points here in set 2. So for the Ramblers, you just really can't be beating yourself here against the Flyers. But, you know, we saw against McKendree, they came back strong in the back half of that match, so this match could be far from over.
Yeah, we're seeing a better Ramblers team here in the second set, and I expect to see more of the same in the third set as they continue to figure out this Flyers team.
You know, I think that's just a sign of, you know, a good coach. If you can come into a match like this and make adjustments on the fly. It's Coonan. Oh, what a hit from Ryan Coonan. That set was behind his head, and he's still able to place it perfectly.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot on that due to where it was, but he was able to find an open area of the court and put it exactly where he wanted to.
This is Mitchum to serve once again. Oh, what a hit from Cole Schlotthauer. That will put some juice into your veins if you're the Ramblers. They needed that spark.
Yeah, it really couldn't have come at a better time with the Flyers having the lead at 6. At 18 points, it's really a perfect time to try to shrink that lead. You really got to tighten up right about now and really contest for those last couple points.
Ooh, so there we saw Colling try to get that dump, but the Ramblers were ready for it. It is still Montplaisir serving now for the Ramblers. Murray, overpass to Murray again, pancake by Brooks, but can't get enough lift onto it as the Flyers come away at the point, and the Ramblers trail by 5, no timeouts left. It is 19-14 Flyers here in set 2 as the Flyers lead 1-0.
Yeah, the Ramblers showing a little bit of live stream to gather a couple points there. Exactly what you need for Loyola. And maybe if they win at the net a little bit. Not able to do it there, but if you win at the net here, we definitely have a chance to come back, but that lead is growing back to 6.
Here's Colling. Into the net, so that's a service error for the Flyers.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Loyola being better at the net. They've picked up 3 blocks this set. They had none in the first set.
Yeah, that has been a huge thing. The Flyers had 4 blocks in set 1 to the Ramblers 0, and so far each team with 3 blocks apiece. So the Flyers have still maintained a pretty steady presence at the net. However, the Ramblers have responded. Grillhart forced to tap it over. As they set up Denton there, who picks up the kill.
Looks like Coonan caught that one to the face, but he looks none the worse for it. A key to this closest score for the Ramblers, they've definitely been playing better defense, limiting the Flyers to a hitting percentage of .28.
Yeah, 28 hitting percentage compared to that 50% we saw in set 1. So the Ramblers doing a much better job on defense. Because the Flyers only have 4 attack errors, so you know you can accredit that lower hitting percentage to this Ramblers defense. Here is Coonan. As they set up Brooks, who misses wide. No timeouts left for the Ramblers. Flyers could be 3 points away from taking the set, but however, it looks like Cody, head coach Mark Hulse is going to take a challenge, but not to get ahead of myself, Cody, that ball looked like it was well out. Perhaps he's using that strategy we discussed earlier, where he's just trying to pick up one of those extra timeouts.
Yeah, I saw him talking to the official, and it looked like he wasn't saying that the Flyers tipped. It looked like he was challenging where the ball landed, so.
Yeah, we're gonna get a review here. It is Flyers 22, Ramblers 16.
Yeah, if you're the Ramblers, you either need this point or you really need to turn the tides very quickly.
Yeah, right now Ryan Coonan with 6 kills, and then Luke Denton has 6 kills, or 4 kills for the Ramblers. The leader in kills for the Ramblers is Cole Schlotthauer. That is not surprising, as he has been leading the charge for the Ramblers in most of these matches they've played this year.
Yeah, the Flyers really looking like a #1 team right now. As we mentioned in the intro, they won 11 of their last matches. They're on an 11-match winning streak right now. And they've only lost 2 sets in those 11 matches.
Yeah, but you know, worth mentioning, Cody, those 2 sets were to the Ramblers.
Yeah, for sure. The Ramblers picked up 2 sets in the last game of the regular season when these 2 teams played in Chicago. And the Ramblers haven't been able to replicate that success yet, but still some time here in set number 2, and definitely time in set number 3.
Yes, Cody, it is nice to have fans here in Neil Carey Arena. We see a lot of Flyers fans, but there are also a decent number of Ramblers fans who have made the trip from Chicago. Not a super far drive, you know, about 45 minutes to an hour from Loyola to Lewis.
It's a fun matchup to see the 2 Chicagoland area teams battling it out here. #1 and 2 seeds in the tournament. So it's fun to see here at Neil Carey Arena, and the 2 coaches sharing a laugh on the floor right now. It's quite literally.
Yeah, you know,
conversation there.
Dan Friend and Mark Holst, just a couple of class acts when it comes to coaching at this collegiate level. Call is confirmed. Point goes to the Flyers. They will keep their 22-16 lead, and they lead the match 1-0. It's going to be Coonan back to serve. Serve is up. Oh, what a kill there. Right into the face of Ryan Coonan.
And the Flyers getting beat up there. Coonan catching one in the face and then calling there.
That was Schlotthauer who picks up kill number 6. Brooks back to serve now for the Ramblers. Brilhart diving into the stands. Calling, able to keep it alive. That's Brooks picking up a kill again for the Ramblers. So the Ramblers finding success hitting from the middle back row, it seems, Cody. Just right up the middle.
Yeah, Brooks started that play with a good serve, really forced the Flyers to make a difficult play, and then he ended it with a good kill there.
Ace for Brooks. That is the Ramblers' first ace tonight.
That was an absolute perfect serve from Brooks. Looks like Dan Friend here is going to call a timeout because Brooks is feeling it right now.
Yeah, that is 3 straight points for the Ramblers out of that timeout. So Loyola now trails by just 3, 19-22 here in set number 2.
Exactly what you needed if you're the Ramblers. Get 3 points there, and you got to come out of this timeout, pick up a few more, and then it's just a dogfight for those last couple points. And maybe you can steal a set here where you've been trailing most of the time. You can come back, steal the set, and then you're even. You just got to win 2 more sets after that. And you got a lot of momentum to build off of if you're the Ramblers here. So Couple really important points coming up in terms of this match.
Yeah, 100% Cody. As far as statistics go, we see TJ Murray, who has 4 block assists along with Ryan Coonan. The last time these teams played on April 2nd, TJ Murray actually had 6 blocks, so TJ Murray has continued his really good play at the net against Loyola, keeping with the theme. Brooks will serve it up for the Ramblers. Flyers have 3 in the back row and 3 on the far side there with Murray behind Calling and Brillhart. Jimenez is able to dig. That's Murray who picks up the kill. Point Flyers.
That was a nice play by Calling. That one looked like it was pretty close to getting over the net, and he really skied up there to get it and set it up for TJ Murray and not let that turn into an overpass.
And that is Murray's 6th kill of the game, so TJ Murray's been having quite the night for the Flyers. Jason Gibbs has checked in to serve now for the Flyers. That is tipped and out of bounds. Ramblers have hit the 20-point mark. They trail by just 3. Now Henry Payne will check in for the Ramblers along with Garrett Zoll. Payne will be back to serve. Payne has appeared in 25 sets so far for the Ramblers, so make this 26. Flyers with 4 in the back row.
Looks like the officials sorting something out here. It's the reason for the delay.
Payne had the okay to serve it over. That one hit into the net. So Meinhardt will check back in.
So the Ramblers need 4 in a row here to stay in this set.
It's going to be hard to do. The Flyers now have set point. Here in set 2, they lead 24-20. Nice save there from Jens. Boucher. Schlotthauer. Pancaked by Coonan. And Jimenez unable to come up with the diving save, so Ramblers pick up a point, 21-24 now.
I'm amazed that Coonan even got to that ball.
Yes.
I just thought for sure it was going to drop, and I couldn't believe when I saw it pop back up in the air. The Ramblers, though, it was a great job by them sticking with that rally, not giving up, and they got a point they needed. They just need to do it 3 more times here to stay in this set.
So Zoll will serve. Friendly roll in the net. Mitchum. That one was blocked by Schlotthauer.
A massive block by Schlotthauer, one-on-one with Tyler Mitchum. Picks up a huge point for the Ramblers and gives the Ramblers fans something to cheer about.
Yeah, that was a huge play for the Ramblers. Let's see if they can capitalize here at Neil Carey Arena. It's still Zoll at service line. Brillhart digs. Mitchum misses. But they're going to say that they're going to say that Loyola tipped it.
And a challenge coming from Loyola. Obviously, they didn't think it was tipped. Flyers think it was. We're going to find out here.
Yeah, Mark Holst was not pleased at all. And I'll tell you what, Cody, I didn't think Loyola hit it. I thought it was just a miss from Mitchum, but I think that they called it a tip on the Ramblers and a point for the Flyers. So
yeah, I have to agree with you. I didn't see it hit anyone. It's a very difficult look for us up here, and it's going to be an even more challenging look from the cameras we have. As we mentioned, we do have replay, but they're not great cameras, and they're not the same camera angles you guys are getting at home either.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Cody, that we should mention. The cameras you are viewing this game on, those angles are not the shots that the officials see. They have other cameras set up, and they're not the most clear. It's just really hard to see those tips, to see if, and then it's, in this case, especially a non-tip, because that is what the call was.
Yeah, I think that's probably why you saw Coach Hull so upset, knowing that it's really going to be difficult to overturn tip calls or non-tip calls, depending on who they got, who won the point originally. It's going to be really hard to overturn those calls. But the officials are going to do the best they can with the cameras they have, and we'll see what they come up with here.
We are awaiting the call.
This call is for set number 2.
Yeah, this is a really big point. If they reverse it, Loyola will trail by just 1 at 23-24, but if it stands, Lewis will come away with the set victory and take a commanding 2-0 lead, which obviously, as Loyola's proven, that is not an impossible task to overcome, but statistically, it is not something that favors him. Schlotthauer has really picked it up. He has 8 kills so far tonight. For the Flyers, Coonan and Murray each have 6 kills apiece.
Looks like we're gonna get the call here.
And the point is going to stay awarded to the Flyers. So the Flyers come out with a set 2 victory, 25-22. At the end of 2 sets, Flyers lead 2-0. From the Lewis University Television Network, I'm Patrick Hennessy, joined by Cody Lindemann. We will be back for the start of the 3rd. Welcome back to Neil Carey Arena from the Lewis University Television Network. I'm Patrick Hennessy, joined by Cody Lindemann. We saw Lewis take a commanding 2-set 2-0 lead. So the Ramblers have dug themselves a hole. Let's see if they can try to get out of it here in set 3.
Yeah, the Ramblers definitely have some momentum to build off of after getting really close in that second set. Unfortunately, couldn't pull out that set there and lost the challenge at the end, but definitely something to build off of. Definitely seemed to figure out the Flyers a little bit more.
So it will be Zold now serving for the Ramblers. That's who you want at the line. Dig from Coonan. Boucher! Yes, sirree. Kyle Boucher, not to be denied on that point.
Yeah, another interesting note. The Ramblers finished that second set with just a 7% hitting percentage, which is just not going to be good enough against this Flyers team.
Yeah, the Flyers defense has just been unreal tonight so far. Schlotthauer is blocked. Another chance for the Ramblers. Flyers able to play it. Bourget again, and Bourget is 2 for 2 now in set 3.
Yeah, Boucher's really been kind of a standout player for the Flyers tonight. Not that he's had the most opportunities, but he definitely doesn't seem to be making many mistakes when he does have those opportunities.
Yeah, Kyle Bourget was a member of the second team all-conference. He is 4th in the conference in hitting percentage at 31%. Worth mentioning for the Ramblers, Meinhardt, who is, it looks like Meinhardt, who is 3rd in the conference in blocks per set. Has yet to pick up a block or a block assist. That's Schlotthauer. Now Bourget. That one's out. And it was not tipped, so that will go the Ramblers' way. 3-2 now in set 3.
Another note from the second set, the Ramblers had 6 service errors opposed to 3 by Lewis, so that's something that you're going to want to clean up here in the third set.
So we have a Flyers challenge. We're going to say that that ball was in. Pretty early challenge by Dan Friend. We haven't seen him challenge a ton so far this tournament, but there he has it, so you know you may as well use him.
Yeah, it is an early challenge, but if you're the Flyers here, I like the idea of being aggressive in this third set and trying to get the Ramblers out of it early and put it away here in 3 sets, something the Flyers obviously are accustomed to doing and done a lot in this win streak.
Yeah, I mean, we saw McKendry just 2 points away from winning set 3 against Loyola last week. So if you're the Flyers, you really need every point you can get, especially here with an MIVA tournament championship on the line. It would be their 2nd straight. There was no tournament in 2020, but they won against Loyola back in 2019. And then a berth into the NCAA national tournament on the line.
Yeah, the Ramblers definitely have some momentum to build off of in that second set. And as you said, they pulled off an unlikely win in set 3 there in McHenry, who was just 2 points away from eliminating them from the tournament.
We're still awaiting a call here.
We'll also see teams sometimes play better when their backs are against the wall. which Loyola is right here on the road playing for a championship. So we'll see if those factors impact the outcome of this game here, or this set rather.
They are taking a good long look at it.
Yeah, as
they
we
want
said,
to get it right.
It was an early challenge, but every point is so crucial here in this third set.
Absolutely. I like the, Cody, this is random, I like the kicks that head coach Dan Friend is sporting. Those Converse. Very, very stylish. It's a long review. Perhaps that means, Cody, that maybe they could overturn it. You know, sometimes those longer reviews means that it's something that is not so obvious. We're gonna need a call here, it looks like. That point will remain the Ramblers' way. So it will be Montplaisir back to serve. Played by Brilhart. They're going to set up Boucher. That one is in. Another point for Kyle Boucher. He's looked real good here in set 3 for the Flyers. Here is Mitchum. That one looks like it might have gone long, but the Ramblers play it. Brilhart to Calling to Coonan. Ramblers are able to play it. Schlotthauer. Now Mitchum. Tipped it to the net. Long point here, Cody. And that long point is won by the Ramblers.
Yeah, the Ramblers showing some good defense there, forcing the Flyers to stay in that long rally and eventually coming out with the point there.
It's Denton now for the Ramblers. Murray. Nice dig from Schlotthauer. Brooks. Nothing there. Coonan has to sort of free ball that one over. Brooks again. Nice dig from Bourget. That's Coonan, and it's wide. Point Ramblers were knotted up at 4 here in set 3. Yeah, Loyola's looked a lot better after that first set, to say the least, Cody.
Yeah, the first set maybe they just didn't look like they were ready to play, but definitely have come to play here in set number 2 and off to a good start in set number 3.
Friendly roll on the net there. Bouger forced to tip it over. Schlotthauer blocked at the net. The tandem of Ryan Coonan and TJ Murray. Kevin Calling now will serve.
Yeah, this is the start we saw very similar to set number 2. And then we saw the Flyers kind of run away with it right in this area.
And Ryan Coonan decided he wanted nothing to do with that overpass and rockets it home for a Flyers point.
Yeah, we saw the Flyers kind of gain a lead in set number 2, and then the Ramblers would catch up, and then the Flyers would gain another lead. So look for the Ramblers to grab a lead for a little bit of time here, and that's going to be a key for them.
Oh, and something you don't see every day, Luke Denton was actually able to catch that one, but unfortunately, you can't catch a ball in volleyball, so that is going to be Flyers point.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscalculation, and wasn't able to pop that one up to his teammates.
Nice dig there from Jens. And this one's gonna go to the Ramblers. Flyers lead 7-5. And it's Brooks to serve. Colton Brooks, a redshirt freshman out of Pleasanton, California. We mentioned earlier, Cody, this is a young Loyola squad, so we're going to be looking to see these faces far into the future. Loyola's got something good cooking there in their program.
Yeah,
Flyers, to contrast, a very experienced squad. They've played together a long time and have accomplished quite a bit.
Yeah, we talked about how this history between these two schools is very streaky, and I feel like you can almost feel the switch in momentum as the Flyers have a lot of older players and the Ramblers have a lot of younger players. This is going to be a really good experience for a young Loyola team to be in this MIVA tournament, a place they're probably going to find themselves a lot in future years. And if they find themselves in the NCAA tournament, it's just more experience in tournament play, which is always necessary for your program.
Yeah, 100%, Cody, as that serve is long from Coonan. So it is 9-7 Flyers. This is Meinhardt to serve. That one is long. I misspoke. It was 9-6, and now it will be 10-6. Flyers lead by 4. TJ Murray will serve as Mitchum checks back in for the Flyers.
This set early on looking very similar to the second set earlier tonight.
Yeah, and that one's straight into the net. So back-to-back service errors have created a score of 10-7.
Yeah, that's something the Ramblers are really going to need to clean up. The Flyers have done a good job all night kind of compensating for those service errors, but the Ramblers need every point they can get and haven't been able to make up for their errors as well as the Flyers have.
Yeah, and Boucher is able to pick up the kill there as it was blocked out of bounds. Cole Brillhart now steps to the service line. Nice job by Jens to corral that one. As that is blocked out of bounds, so a point for the Ramblers.
Yeah, the Flyers win at the net there, but aren't able to keep that ball in bounds, and the Ramblers pick up a point there.
Tonight will be the 65th meeting of these two teams. Like we mentioned, Lewis has won 9 of the last 11, and they've won 6 straight meetings. Both teams playing for an automatic bid into that NCAA tournament. As that one drops. Flyers lead 12-8 now.
Well, the Flyers really finding a great spot there as the blockers for the Ramblers lined up, and they just hit it horizontally across the floor and found a wide open space.
Here is Kyle Boucher. That one's into the net. So we've seen kind of sloppy play from both teams from the service line so far this set. With 3 service errors apiece. And there's another service error. So perhaps maybe, Cody, fatigue playing a factor in set 3, as we've seen kind of some sloppy play on both ends.
Yeah, that brings the service errors in this match to a combined 24. Lewis accounting for 13, and the Ramblers accounting for 11 service errors.
rebound's blocked by the Flyers. Loyola has to free ball this one over. And Murray punches it home for the kill.
Yeah, the Rebels did a good job there on that point, contending with the scorers table, and then having that angle to get it over the net in between the antennas. But Lewis was ready for it, waiting at the net, and they just pounded it home for another point and a 5-point lead.
Yeah, head coach Mark Holst wants to call timeout here as the Flyers lead 14-9. They lead 2-0, so if they come away with this, it would be an extremely impressive sweep for the MIVA Conference Championship.
Yeah, that would mean Lewis did not lose a set in the entire tournament.
Yeah,
which is very rare to see.
Yeah, you're right, Cody. Lewis has swept the first two opponents they've played, so if they were to sweep Loyola, they would have made it through this tournament unscathed. It's probably why they are the #1 ranked team in the country coming in, and they're playing like it right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the hottest team in the nation. We've been talking about all night. Just have so much working for them right now with a really balanced attack and everyone contributing, and the way they're playing defense as well. It's hard to see an opponent beating them with any amount of ease.
So far, I'll repeat what I said earlier about the other conferences, kind of how they're playing out. In the Big West, UC San Diego will be playing UC Santa Barbara for the championship. In the MPSF, Pepperdine playing BYU. BYU, the #2 ranked team in the nation coming into that tournament. For the MIVA, Lewis versus Loyola, which you are currently viewing. For the Conference Carolinas, Belmont Abbey took home the conference championship there, defeating Mount Olive. And then for the EIVA, George Mason is playing Penn State. So it'll be Mitchum to serve. Brooks is wide, point Flyers.
Yeah, misfire there from Brooks. He had a pretty good look at the Flyers side of the floor, but just misfired there, and that's goes back to the hitting percentage, which is something the Ramblers have been struggling with all night.
That point is going to go the Ramblers' way. So back to serve will be Denton. Luke Denton is a junior out of Mesa, Arizona. Went to Desert Ridge High School as he sends that one over. Coonan. Nice dig there from Jens. Diving save from Boucher is out of bounds. Flyers still lead 15-11. If I'm not mistaken, the Flyers have not trailed this entire match, Cody.
Yeah, if they have, it's been for a very minimal amount of time. They just look like a #1 team, like a team that's ready to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, 100%. The Flyers team with high hopes for this year, and they're playing like they really want it right now. Brooks meets a trio of Flyers at the net. And a really intelligent play there from Zold to punch it over. Caught the Flyers off guard there.
Yeah, Zold caught everyone off guard there with a really smart play. I thought for sure he was going to set it, and he just jumped up and found an open area. It was a good play not to let the Flyers blockers get set up.
Brooks sails it into the net, so the Flyers pick that point right back.
The Flyers now with a 5-point lead at a very crucial time, about the 17-point mark. We've seen this score a few times before. And this is where the Flyers really seem to run away with it in the first set, and in the second set, we saw the Ramblers really start to close the gap.
And the teams once again trading service errors. So it'll be Meinhardt. Flyers are going to set up Boucher. And that hit the foot of the line judge there in the corner, so out of bounds.
Yeah, that'll make it an easy call every time.
And a very easy call there. Murray, no doubt about it. TJ Murray leads the match now with 9 kills. So TJ Murray has really stepped up here in the MIVA championship game. Jason Gibbs has checked in for the Flyers, along with number 20, Devon Lampkin.
And Gibbs immediately is going to find himself at the service line.
They're going to call that one out.
Looked like the Ramblers were making a case that that one was maybe tipped, but no such luck. And it looks like the Ramblers are going to be forced to call another timeout here, using their second and final timeout of the set.
Yeah, and at a pretty good time because it's do or die time now for the Ramblers here in the MIVA championship game. They trail by 5, 14-19, and if they drop this set, that'll be it. Flyers will come out as the champions once again of the MIVA conference. And like you mentioned, they will have come through unscathed. They have not lost a set in the tournament so far this year.
Yeah, the Ramblers, as we mentioned, were just 2 points away from getting eliminated against McHenry. So they have strung together, a few runs here and there late in sets. So it's not out of the question here. They're down 5, which seems like a lot, but you can really change the momentum in just a couple of minutes.
100%, both teams will set to come out of their huddles. And we will see what both teams have to offer down the stretch here in set 3. Oh, what a shot there from Schlotthauer.
Schlotthauer did a good job on that point to kind of stretch the floor horizontally instead of trying to push it towards the back line, pushing it towards the far out of bounds line and finding an open area on the Flyers side of the floor.
Coonan, diving save there from Zolg. That's why. Did it get tipped? They're going to say yes, it did. Point Ramblers, so 2 points out of that timeout. That's what they wanted.
Yeah, Denton's shot there ended up a little bit long, but as you said, they ruled it was tipped by the Flyers, so the Ramblers in business.
Mitchum Blocked at the net. Coonan, that one's in, point Flyers.
That was a really impressive.
20.
Yeah, it was a really impressive play by Loyola and the Flyers to work really well in close to the net and not pick up a net violation or a violation for crossing over the center line. And then Coonan from the back there.
Ramblers out of timeouts. Brooks. Flyers able to free ball this one over. Tipped home by Boucher. Point Flyers.
Yeah, it looks like an overpass there by the Ramblers, and Bourget is able to make them pay for that mistake.
The Flyers are 4 points away from possibly being the MIVA Conference Tournament champions as Devin Jocelyn checks in for the Ramblers. Flyers lead 21-16. It's Brillhart at the service line. Down is blocked out of bounds, point Ramblers. So Jocelyn, or excuse me, Schlotthauer will serve for the Ramblers.
The Ramblers have had some success on that side of the floor, getting the Flyers to block the ball out of bounds. You'll see if maybe they try to do that a few more times. Boucher's hit is blocked out of bounds, so Flyers just 3 points away now. And exactly the guy you want at the line if you're the Flyers. Boucher with that powerful serve is going to get a chance here to end this match. Unfortunately for the Flyers, Boucher finds the net there. Yeah, Boucher's serve finds itself in between a rock and a hard place. So the Ramblers catch a break. It is 22-18, and it looks like it'll be number 11, Brian Voigt, in to serve. Brian Voigt, a redshirt freshman out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. Mitchum hits it home. Flyers increase their lead to 23, and Neil Carey Arena is on its feet. Mitchum at the service line. Serve is up. Overpass there, hit by Murray, but played by the Ramblers. Tipped to Mitchum. Coonan. It drops. Point Flyers. And it is now match point. The Flyers are 1 point away from being the MIVA Conference Tournament champions. And Mitchum at the line, as we said earlier, worked on these serves so hard all year, really grown as a server throughout the season, with a chance to end the tournament here for the Flyers. Also, Coonan has hit double digits in kills with 10 on that one. Flyers will have it. Mitchum, that's way outside. So the Ramblers able to stem the momentum a tiny bit, but they've still got some work to do as they trail 24-19. Yeah, Mitchum just putting a little bit too much power behind that one there and giving the Ramblers one more shot here. It'll be Jocelyn to serve. Ramblers have to have every point from here on out. And that'll do it. As Jocelyn serve heads into the net, the Lewis University Flyers
are MIVA Conference Tournament champions and have punched their ticket to the NCAA Men's Volleyball National Tournament.
Yeah, what an impressive showing from the Flyers here tonight. Exactly what you want to see as you head into the tournament here. And Loyola with such a great season as well. They'll have to wait and see if they are able to pick up one of those extra bids to the tournament.
Yes, Retro Arcody, both teams with a very impressive seasons. However, only one team can come out on top, and tonight it has been the Lewis Flyers. From the Lewis University Television Network, I'm Patrick Hennessy alongside Cody Lindemann. Thank you for tuning in, and everyone, have a wonderful night.